What is going down, fans? This is Mike from the Comic Bookies podcast. Welcome in to another issue 115. Here we are. I am with Mark, and this is live. This is the Comic Bookies podcast. Welcome in. We are live on YouTube and Twitch, so come in, give us a chat, give us a question, but share that stream nonetheless. This week, we have a ton to talk about. Another week of big stacks in comic books. We have more DC, Marvel, Image, what have you. A lot of news, and we run down a top 10 spy movie countdown. And over on the sports side, we have a Champions League champion in Chelsea beating Man City. We check in with the NBA and NHL playoffs, and your boys, Mike, Mark, and Sean, are in Sonoma in wine country for the Toyota Save Mart 350. So myself, Mike, and Mark are ready. Let's do this, fellas. Or, let's do this, everyone. How's it going, everybody? Welcome in, welcome in. Mark, have you ever had these ice drinks?
What are those?
Like they're in like a tall bottle, like tall skinny bottle, and it says ice on them, and there's like tons of like flavors.
I think so, yeah.
Let me see. Where's your thing? Okay, where's Mark's username? There we go. Hope everyone's doing well. Can't wait to get the episode started. All right. Mark, you're good on the audio? Okay, cool. Oh, my neighbor's wheeling in his garbage can, so I'm going to wait another minute for him to roll it back in, so don't catch any of that on the podcast later. All right. We're good to go, folks. Back live in 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comic Bookies podcast. Like every week, we are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Today, Wednesday, June 2nd, 2021, is New Comic Book Day. So like we say always, go in there, into the shop, see Alex, and he's going to get you set up with anything you need to start or to continue your comic book addiction. But yeah, like we said before, we are live on YouTube and Twitch, so come in, say hi. Caleb, what's going on? I saw you earlier on Michael Marutz's live stream. That was pretty fun. The new game he was playing, that was pretty dope. But anyways, Mark, no Sean today. He's got other plans. What's going on,
He does
bro?
have other plans on this fine Wednesday, first New Comic Book Day of the month.
Yes,
welcome
sir.
in, everybody. Welcome into the podcast. Welcome into the live stream if you are joining us there. If not, you'll be hearing this in a later date. But nonetheless, I'm excited. Sean couldn't be here, but we got plenty to talk about. A couple of first round playoffs is finishing up. We had a bunch of books last week. Things are getting crazy, and the heat is on because summertime is coming up right around the corner until the summer solstice, I believe, in 19-20 days here in June. And yeah, just excited to get the summer cracking. Memorial Day was great. Thank you once again, all of those that have served and whatnot, and everything that have done this country good. And thank you very much for the veterans and the ones that are continually serving and keeping us, this country, great for you and I.
Yep.
So cheers to that. Cheers to that,
bro.
really.
I'm drinking a nice, tall, actually cool Stone IPA. So get a load of that.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Stoned IPA.
Mr. Kyle Larson, number 5 from Hendrick Motorsports, sure made that weekend amazing, but we're going to get into that in the second half of the show. But, dude, so how was your Memorial Day? Let's talk about that real quick. What'd you do?
Good, good, good. Went over to the parents' house and just did the thing, barbecued,
Mm-hmm.
hung out. Kids played in a little kiddie pool and whatnot.
Yeah, it was hot,
Hot
bro.
out there,
It's
it
hot.
was hot. A little bit cooler where I live, but yeah, it was fun, man. Yourself?
Good. Saturday barbecued pizzas for the first time. I got one of those little like stone ovens for Christmas. So I finally was able to bust it out and use it. Sunday was pretty chill. I was just at home with the kids playing, playing outside with the water and stuff. And then Monday, just classic hamburgers and hot dogs, Polish sausages, just chilling, man. Watching some baseball, watching all types of sports, including the race in Charlotte. But yeah, couldn't ask for a better, Memorial Day weekend with the family. And the best part is that when you go back to work the next day, there's only 4 days of work. So not only do you get that 3-day weekend, but you're like, oh, the weekend's even closer than when you come in on Monday morning. So that's a good feeling right there. But anyways, let's get into some comic books. Why don't we?
Shoot, brother.
Oh, nice. Caleb.
Let's do it.
Caleb says he went fishing on Memorial Day. See, I've been fishing like twice in my life. I think I went with Sean once and some other friends when we went camping.
Where's Caleb from? Where's he from? What lake is he going to? West Coaster, East Coaster? Let us know.
Yeah, where are you fishing there, Caleb? Let us know. But so let me give a rundown of the comic books, the new comic books of the week. If you're going to your local comic book store, which you should be supporting anyways, here's what you can grab this week. On the DC side, Batman 109, Justice League 62, Batman Catwoman number 5, Swamp Thing 4, and this new horror book from James Tynion, The Nice House on the Lake number 1. Over on the Marvel side, Amazing Spider-Man 67, Immortal Hulk 47, which I just got news we'll talk about later, that's ending at issue 50 in September, X-Force number 20, Marauders 21, and Savage Avengers 21. Image has a bunch this week, Noctera number 4, Deadly Class 46, Family Tree 12, and the final issue of this story that I've been getting, Bliss number 8, comes out today. Boom Studios, Buffy the Vampire Slayer 26, and a new story, Basilisk, number 1. This Bad Idea Comics, it's been on the rave. Tankers, number 2. Aftershock gives us Out of Body, number 1. And AWA, I'm picking up this side story from what's the story? God dang it. It's Moths. It's like a side story to the Resistance, sorry. But that's a rundown of some of the books. Caleb says he lives in Illinois, so... Over on the that's Eastern time zone, sir. That's after midnight. Holy crap!
Isn't that Central? I believe maybe
Chicago,
Illinois.
Chicago's East Coast. I always remember when the Sharks played the Blackhawks. It's like, what? They're East Coast? I'm pretty sure Illinois is East Coast. If it is, then thank you, sir, for joining us. Nonetheless, even if it was only 2 hours, it's 11:30. Thank you.
Well, Chicago had a NASCAR iRacing Pro Invitational down in the Windy City 110 today in the road course that they kind of designed with the iRacing team and I guess, NASCAR individuals and whatnot. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So let's get into a little bit of talk. I'm excited for the Nice House on the Hill Nice House on the Lake number 1. I've been hearing James Tynion and all his horror stories. He kind of deals with Alex with his razor blade stories. So I'm pretty excited to actually get into a horror book. I had that one shot from, I think, Aftershock. Your Central Time Zone. Okay, cool. I always thought Chicago was East Coast. Okay, cool. So Central Time Zone. So he's 2 hours ahead. But yeah, Nice House on the Lake number 1. I'm, really excited for. And Noctera. The first 3 issues are amazing. I'm really into that one right now. So what about you? What are you excited for this week, bro?
Man, I'm excited for that book that you just mentioned, Tynion. I'm obviously not too much into the horror. I think that's why I probably passed on it when it came to my previews to ordering it. I think that what am I going to say? Sorry. I'm going to go pick it up on Friday, probably get into it. But I think that what caught me was obviously the writer, how good he's doing on Batman right now. And the fact that it's Black Label. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
A lot of these 12 issue maxi series Black Label books have been pretty damn good as we're reading one right now, obviously. But yeah, I'm excited also for, of course, Batman,
Batman, Catwoman.
Yeah. I think in my opinion, from both of Tom King's offerings, I probably like to say that I'm enjoying Strange Adventures a little bit more than Batman, Catwoman. I know it's a lot later in the stages when
I
it's
was just gonna
in
say
the
that, yeah, like let Batman Catwoman get to issue 10, and then go ahead and give that updated opinion. But I agree with you. I agree with you there.
correct.
But
Yeah, I
but
mean,
James Tynion, with Department of Truth too, he's killing it right now. If anyone should win the Eisner Award for Best Writer of the Year, 2020 going into 2021, it's that man right there. He's doing a really good job. Really enjoyable.
geez. I think that also the guy writing Detective, I think he's been doing a pretty good job for taking over as well. Was it Tamaki? I'm not sure of his first name. Let me see if I can pull it up. But Tamaki, he's doing a
Didn't we
great.
say that? Isn't she a female? Isn't she a gal? Isn't she a she? I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Cool thing about this is that we're recording now, and then we can go ahead and edit this out later.
Mariko Tamaki.
Mariko
maybe it is.
Tamaki is a female.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she's doing some great
Oh,
work.
wow. It's a female writing Batman detective right now.
I've read something.
Wow.
I've read something else from her in the more recent past, and I was like, oh, this is cool. I've never heard this person's name before. And I scrolled down on like the League of Comic Geeks, the website, and I'm like, oh, nice. He is not a he, is a she. So she's doing an amazing job.
Well, pardon my ignorance, Mrs. Tamaki, for not knowing. But is that what a country of origin, or we got a Japanese writer,
You know what? From her
or is
picture,
American?
from her picture,
Sounds
she
like
looks like she could be half. Like
Yeah, okay.
Mariko Tamaki is definitely a Japanese name, but maybe it's
Right.
like maybe the father's Japanese and maybe the mother's white or something. But yeah,
Japanese American, correct.
something like Carl Larson.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, dude, all the references today for Kyle Larson, episode 115.
Sorry.
Gonna go-
For those of you
We're not-
live, Mark had to talk me out of, or talk me into taking out this picture of Larson's number 5. It was freaking sweet, just riding the inside lane at Charlotte, just dominating. Let's see if he does it this week from the pole. But anyways, what I liked from last week, I'm gonna give kind of a rundown, and then I'm gonna get into the one my favorite story of the week. Yeah, Alien number 3 was pretty good. It's a good continuation. I guess me and Sean can talk about that next week. Department of Truth just takes you for a wild ride. It's one of those stories where you're like, what? Like what am I reading here? And then it all comes together and it all makes sense at the very end. And it's like, whoa, just total mind blow. Action Comics, I'm really liking the direction that it's going. It's definitely has some setup. You would call it maybe a slow issue, but it's like a slow burn. But I'm really liking the direction that Bendis is going with this. Casual Fling.
Bendis? Not
Yeah.
Bendis
Oh,
anymore.
not Bendis anymore. I'm sorry. It's Johnson.
Philip. Oh, no.
Philip Kennedy Johnson, the same guy who's
Johnson.
writing Alien. So he's writing Superman, Action, and Alien. But Jason Starr and Casual Fling, a really good ending to it. We can actually get into that if you'd like. Stargirl, that spring break special, was a pretty good story. I'm not sure if I'm going to pick it up when it starts into Stargirl, when she gets her own series. But man, my favorite issue of the week, Strange Adventures number 10. I hate to have to go backwards. Can't figure this freaking thing out. But yeah, no, Tom King, Mix Gerards, and Evan Shaner. What an amazing story this is turning into. And just everything that's set up, just a volley back and forth, this volley back and forth, and that, just an investigation, this, and, it's like, oh my God, the daughter died. And then you have everything that Mr. Terrific found out and put into all in one letter. I just love the format of the issue. Just how the whole issue is just a letter to him. Or, I mean, to Alana, to the wife. And then at the very end, finds out that he had struck a deal with the Pikes. They were going to lose the war on Ron, but they were going to win the war on Earth. He was going to give them Earth, because he kept saying, how did he defeat Batman? The greatest detective in the world. How did he do that? It just doesn't happen. So obviously he was giving them inside information, messing with this, messing with that, to make sure that they took over Earth. And who knows what's going to happen in issue 11 and 12, but Tom King is doing it again for me with this miniseries.
Yeah, they made a deal with the devil, didn't he, Mr. Strange
Mr. Adam
did.
Strange. But it's like, why? And then you fake your daughter's death, so that way people kind of concentrate on like, oh my god, the Pikes killed a daughter. Yes, let's kill them or whatever. And then the Pikes gave him permission to like kill some of the soldiers to make it seem, just
Hmm.
to make it believable. It was crazy.
And then he wanted to be interviewed, remember? Like, why would
Yeah.
he want to? Yeah.
Like to take their attention off this thing on what he didn't do, but then your attention is now away from what he did do.
Do you think that that this could have been built up in earlier, maybe last issue? Because now I feel like he's got two issues to
Mm-hmm.
kind of like round it out. We're gonna get issue 12, obviously. I think it's gonna be,
What,
you
August? So
know,
so July and then August. Oh no, it's going to be this month and then July.
so two more. I wish that knowing what we know now from the story, I wish that we would have got maybe like three to four more and they could have been built up a little bit more. But hey, what do I know? I'm not going to tell Mr. King how to be writing damn books. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, the Eisner Award winner is going to tell you to shut the hell up and just pay the $5.99 a week or a month and just read.
Definitely. For all the gamers out there, if you're a gamer listening on Twitch, if that also, the Fortnite came out today. Which one is this? It's the fourth one. I'm
Mm-hmm.
actually not even reading them because I'm keeping them kind of deciding what I'm going to do with them. I got all four of them here so far. So, yeah, but for the gamers, I know I got a couple buddies that are really into it. I get them, their issues for them as well. And I guess it's pretty big book, some issues for, I guess, for what they're giving out at the end, a little code or whatnot. I think
Yeah.
it was three that was really hard to get, if I'm not mistaken. That's what Alex was saying. But yeah, kind of a short pull for me this week. Um, like I said, Nuclear Family, I read that. That's pretty good. Kind of slower. Hopefully, it's going to be only about a six-issue series. Um, not the good Asian, sorry, the other
You
one.
keep going back and
I
forth.
keep, yeah. But Made in Korea, guys, it was really, really good, in my opinion, probably other than like the DC offerings that I got last week, I would say by Jeremy Holt. This one right here, Image Comics, Made in Korea, guys. Pretty damn crazy. The story, kind of got this like computer software dude in Korea. Supposedly he cracks a code to we don't even really know what it is yet, and he does it while at work. He goes out drinking with some buddies, and he that kind of tells a dude that he cracked the code, and the guy's like, "Oh, well, you did it at work. Now they're gonna want like you to give it up to them," and he's like trying to keep it to themselves. I don't know. It's weird. It's like he's working at a place that has these like little robots, kind of, as you can tell in the front,
Mm-hmm.
on the front page. And there's kind of like people order them and they call them like proxies, but they're kind of like kids. So they're like, you're like adopting like this kid that's supposed to be like a robotic kid pretty much. And then
Mm.
like this couple, they can't get pregnant. They're getting older. The dude wants to have a kid. The wife can't. She like talks the husband into ordering one of these like dolls, proxies, if you will. And because they go to a neighbor's house or a friend's house and they have one. And it's just kind of like weird. You're like, because you already got all them damn dolls that they got over there, that freaking those robots that know what you like when you come home, probably unzip your damn pants or whatever you want them to do. And then
Oh,
it's
what the
like,
hell? And teaming up with Batman.
and then they're doing that, and then they're getting down to the friend that was actually connected with Nakano, because Nakano, that was like his helper or his
His
assistant, right?
assistant, yeah.
Which was very good friends with the Sarah Watton or Walton, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Can't remember, I forgot her. But yeah, dude, it's and then they find him dead, right? They
Yep.
try showing up to him to get some answers. He dies like on arrival on DOA on Batman's arrival. But yeah, dude, I I think that when the Infinite Frontier first started, a couple issues back, I thought that they were gonna kind of keep what Batman, what Harley, what Joker, what Detective. I thought they were gonna kind of mash them more together, and obviously they're still gonna intertwine. But I thought it was gonna be a little bit like closer, like I don't know, like what am I looking for? You know what I mean? Like, I just thought it was going to be, they were going to intertwine and be like a little bit more connected, and they're kind of going their own ways, in my opinion. But I like it. I do like it. I just thought it was going to be kind of more like, yeah, we get like, oh, the Joker War. And, we keep on getting
Yeah.
like, they keep on talking about what's it called? Going back to the Arkham with the gas and all that. We get a lot
Yeah.
of that and all these like issues and stories and whatnot, but that's kind of like they're not tying them all together too much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do like it. I think
Yeah.
this sometimes I feel Batman might have a better issue that week, then sometimes or that month, and then I feel sometimes that it's the other way around. Detective might be a better issue that month or something, or the Joker's issues have been great lately too,
Yeah.
So
What about
I don't know.
Sarah?
I'm enjoying all of it, with of course the Flash probably being my least favorite.
Yeah. What about the
Always got.
But what about Sarah's dad? Like the quote unquote mob boss, like the king of Gotham construction and whatnot. He's saying you better
Oh
find
yeah,
her killer or heads are going to start rolling. So it's kind of, it's going to be interesting to see what the dynamic between him and Nakano is going to turn into. So,
definitely is.
yeah.
It definitely
So, I mean,
is.
if I'm done with comic books, if you're done, I think we can move on to some news if that's it. But again, go out to your local comic book store. It's my second favorite thing to do of the week besides go home from work. Like I don't enjoy the commute, obviously, but the commute, it's a little bit easier on Wednesdays when I have a fat stack of books to come home to. So,
Let me let me actually give the Flash a little bit of love, because if you guys have heard, like with all the stuff going on with the Pentagon and all this, kind of releasing these footages of like naval carriers and fighter
yeah,
jets and pilots, kind of like seeing these UAPs or whatever they call them, and they're kind of like being propelled underwater and all this crap. And it's like I watched some video, and it's like kind of talking about like these parallel dimensions and all this like different, like, oh, we're in a 3D world, but it could be like a 4D or like a 5D type of like dimension and time traveling crap. And I'm like, what? I'm like, so it reminded me of actually like reading. It really reminded me of like reading a lot of these damn like Flash issues, where I'm kind of
yeah,
hating on it in a way, but then it's like when I see like this real life kind of stuff and it like takes me back to the Flash, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I got to start giving the Flash a little bit more. I got to maybe start opening my mind up a little bit more to how Flash is written and how his character and whatnot is. Maybe I'm just being too critical, because
I would agree with you, sir.
there's something that tickles everyone's fancy, and obviously the Flashes and all that time traveling type stuff isn't really mine, but I guess when it happens in real life, it's pretty amazing. So
Yeah, for sure.
kind of like you a-hole, Mr. I don't care about watching SpaceX take man to like the International Space Station, but I'll watch like the sci-fi movies all damn day. But you don't like it
Yeah,
when it's like the real damn thing? Come on, Mike.
yeah.
That was
I think it
I
is.
mean,
I think it is interesting. I think it was just one of those things where I at that that specific day I didn't have time to watch it. But
I
like,
just like the damn automated, the capsule, like they just sit in there, the thing just like flies itself. This crap's like all automated. It's just like the damn rocket lands back down on Earth like crap you would only see out of the movies or only dream of, and now it's like happening. You're
that's
watching
true.
these like rockets land ass first on these damn plates in the ocean. I'm like, this shit is crazy, dude.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into a little bit of news for comic book or entertainment wise. First of all, Matt Bedwell, thank you so much for joining in the chat. He gives us a little like celebration emoji, so thank you, Matt, for joining in. So here we go. So here's a couple quick hitters. Jupiter's Legacy, the Mark Miller comic book that's been that's been made into a Netflix series. Unfortunately, I just read about 3 hours ago that it has been canceled. So after one season, same thing with Deadly Class. Sci-Fi canceled it after one season. I actually hope that they actually pick that one back up because I'm interested to see them go after season one. Al Ewing and Donny Cates are actually trading places come the fall. Donny Cates is currently writing Venom, and Al Ewing is currently writing Immortal Hulk. So Immortal Hulk is going to end at issue 50 in September, and then I think sometime in the fall he's going to pick up Venom's story, and then Donny Cates is going to pick up Hulk. His series starts in November, and it's going to be strictly called Hulk. So it's one of those things where I kind of wanted to get into it just for a minute or two. Like, for me, being an Immortal Hulk fan, or like if I was an Immortal Hulk reader, I'd be kind of pissed off. It's like you go all that time, like, you better end it well, because then you're going to just kind of reboot it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was on Black Panther this whole time and I'm about to pull Black Panther #1 in a few months, I'd be kind of pissed off. But me, you, and Sean not being an Immortal Hulk reader, I'm kind of excited come November. If it's a brand new story coming out, I will probably pull Hulk #1 at least. It's kind of, back and forth. If I was a current reader, I'd be kind of pissed off that oh God, here goes Marvel again rebooting stuff. But if I wasn't a reader of the current story, then I'm kind of excited because yes, now I can jump into a continuing story of Hulk or Venom or what have you.
Something just kind of came to my mind right now. I want to ask you, maybe even ask the listeners out there. Mm-hmm. Drop us a comment if you're live. Let us know on anything else. If you're not, write us an email at the comic bookies or comic book at the comic bookies at Gmail. But yet, how much? Because you mentioned obviously you're thinking of getting that Immortal Hulk, right? And we'll get back into some news real quick. But you're talking about that Immortal Hulk that you'll probably check it out because it's Donny Cates.
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? Because of the writer?
Not kind of, but not really. Like I've never read anything Hulk.
You've never been subscribed to Hulk. I was just going to say that.
So it's something that's
because of the writer.
So it's like, okay, I can get in on a Hulk, and it makes me even more excited about it because it is Donny Cates, an up and coming writer. So if it was Joe Blow writing that Hulk story, I probably would have at least pulled issue #1. Like the Black Panther one, I saw Black Panther #1, and I didn't even see the author, colorist, penciler, letterer, whatever, and I knew I was going to pull at least #1 because I've never got anything Black Panther centric. So same thing with Hulk. Well, once that story comes out, I'm going to get #1. I'm like, oh, Donny Cates, that's going to be pretty good then.
Exactly. Now ask yourself another question that I actually got 2 questions now to ask again. So that turned into 3. Ask yourself that question. If you're a CEO, if you're one of these editors, if you're someone working for Marvel, if it's not selling and you can get a name like that on a big character like that, don't you think it's a smart business decision? So you mentioned like cutting it at like 50 books and just revamping it all. But sometimes you just got to throw the kitchen sink at something and start it over, right?
True.
My second question to you and to the fans out there, which is a question I really want to know, let us know, how much does the art in these books actually go towards your decision making in purchasing them, in choosing a story, in continuing to your stories? Let me know, Mike, especially you, fans all over. Let me know how much does the art in these books go towards your choosing of these books, man. Because I'll start it off, give you guys some time to think. I'll say, personally, I think it kind of does make not a huge deal. It's not always a deal breaker, but I would say that the art in some of these books, and art is in the eye of the beholder, right? You might like some art that I don't like. I mean, you like kind of like the, the Black of Heart type of art. I mean, it's cool sometimes, kind of like the Good Asian, that noir dark type of art. That's decent, but, I think that I'd say it probably comes in for my like 25, 30, 35% the art, if I'm going to really pick up on a new story or continue it. I think art is kind of big for me, in my opinion. Let us know. What's your opinion, Mike?
I think if putting it into percentage wise, like starting a story, it's not as much, but like continuing it, it has a way bigger deal, anything like Jorge Jimenez, David Marquez, a lot of these different artists, Mitch Gerard's, like, it's going to be, now that I've been reading since Summit 16, I've been reading for almost 5 years, pretty much over 5 years now. I've been reading comic books. I've gotten to know names and styles of art. It's definitely a bigger decision now, percentage-wise, than it was in 2016. It was more based off of the character. Now it's like, when I hear that James Tynion is coming out with a 12-issue Black Label horror story from DC, it's like, boom, I don't even care who the artist is. I'm going to pull this, you know? But if it was going to be an ongoing story, then it would kind of sway my decision to keep it a little more. But like these 6-issue miniseries, it's more of who the character is and who the writer is on the miniseries. An ongoing series, art, color, pencils, letters, it has a bigger decision in ongoing.
And I'm actually so glad that you took me there, because I was just going to mention this. My beloved Miles Morales Spider-Man, currently on issue 26, offering by Saladin Ahmed, I believe, is the writer. It's over 2
years now. So
let me ask, this is one thing I want to say about this book. Although I am continuing to pull it, I do continue to love, my whole Spider-Man stuff and whatnot. But what I want to say is, when you kind of mix in that subpar art, in my opinion, and then you kind of mix in with a story that's kind of more elementary, if you will, because you read Miles Morales Spider-Man, and I'm not to knock on Ahmed or nothing, because obviously I mentioned it to you guys before. I like the way he writes it. I like that little urbanish, like Brooklyn feel that he gives, with Spider-Man, the way he writes it. But a lot of times it's like a real easy read, We just finished talking about Strange Adventures, and it's kind of like how they take you there back and forth, and like the narration and the story through the letter. And it's like a book like Spider-Man, it's just so much more straight up, It's just it doesn't really make you really you kind of just read it and just okay, next, you read it. But it's just when I read a Strange Adventures, I'm after I read it, I'm texting you oh damn, and this and that, it gives us it's just a little bit different. So
I think because it's a superhero genre in DC and Marvel, you're going to get more of the straightforward ones. Like how many times have me and Sean said the Strange Academy, it kind of feels like a kid book. Thor, yeah. I read it in less than 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Very straightforward. You don't get depth until you get to Undiscovered Country, Department of Truth, Black of Heart, The Suburban Job, like Dead End Kids. I don't feel any depth of story for the most part with a lot of these DC and Marvel books, because it's superheroes. Because it's superheroes.
How do you not get depth? Dude, we're getting so much depth right now in the DC stories. What are you talking about? We got trying to figure this out. It's making you think in these stories. It's kind of you don't read Spider-Man, but it's almost like a one shot every time I read it. Almost, it's like a little bit of continuation, but it's okay, Miles meets up with his school kids, his friends, and then here comes Green Goblin, and then they fight him off, and then he goes home and sees his baby sister, and then next episode or next issue, it's kind of it's not really making you think of what's going to happen next. Who could this person be, or where could this person be? It's just kind of real elementary reading in a way,
You're right on that. I would say that Stargirl one shot was more of a kind of elementary, but you are right. There's more depth to the action detective and Strange Adventures. I probably will continue that by saying there's probably a reason why there's no more Cyborg, no more Aquaman, no more Green Arrow story. Basically, not only because the characters aren't as popular as
Yeah. I mean, and for being Marvel books, kind of a grief I have with Marvel books, I kind of want to hold them to a higher standard. You mentioned that the smaller publishers, but that's something that I would actually expect less depth from smaller publishers, especially from these books that are only going to be 5 to 6 issues. I mean, I had the AWA story Red Border, which is a 4-issue miniseries. And in 4 issues, I felt I get more depth than I do in 4 straight issues of this Miles Morales, So
yeah,
sorry to kind of go off on a tangent there, but it's just something that I kind of wanted to get at. Just, what really gets you guys to get on a new story or continue the story? Art, dialogue, let us know.
Yeah.
If you have any more news, though, go ahead, brother.
I got two more pieces. Actually, one was that spy movie poll, but the other one is today HBO Max launches its cheaper ad-supported plan at $10 a month. So not like I think of $15.99 or $16.99 a month, but starting today, you can pay just $10 a month for HBO Max, but you're going to get ads. You know, like if you watch an episode of Titans, or if you're going to watch Wonder Woman 84 or whatnot, you can pay $6 less, but you're going to have to put up with the ads. So it's like the Pandora thing or Spotify. You know, you're going to get the ads. And if you don't care about that, then save $6 a month.
Are you willing to do that? $6.
No. I'll keep it at the 16. Like I was saying yesterday or last week with the Disney Plus, me and my wife will go to Starbucks one less time a month. And there it is, you know? Like my black coffee is only like $2.50, but her drink is like over $5. So that, you know, both of our coffees combined, that's more than $6. So there you go. But here's the big piece of kind of entertainment thing I wanted to talk about. I saw a recent article, I think it was either today or yesterday, but someone wrote an article and they had the top 10 spy films of all time. And it had to be according to them. You know, and this person had to have been some kind of a film snob, you know, who they've watched so many movies, like snob meaning like they've watched so many movies and they kind of have a better opinion than me. But I'll run down their list, and then I want you to give me like a couple movies that they missed. So I'm gonna forewarn you and the listeners. Please let me know if I'm being an idiot, but I like 6 or 7 out of these I don't even know what the hell it is. Number 10 from 1984, Top Secret. I think I saw Val Kilmer was in it. I don't know. 9. I know this is a popular movie, but I haven't seen it. North by Northwest from 1959. I think that's an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Number 8, Arnold Schwarzenegger in True Lies from 1994. Number 7, the OG Mission Impossible from 1996. Number 6, one of our faves, From Russia with Love from 1963, Sean Connery. Number 5, Lust, Caution from 2007. I think it was like a Chinese or a Japanese film, or Korean. It was an Asian film. Number 4, The Lives of Others, 2006. Number 3 was Munich. I love that movie. Eric Bana, a.k.a. the OG Hulk from 2005. I love that movie. Number 2, The Conformist from 1970. No idea. And number 1, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, 1965. So, please, I think that they missed a couple of Bond movies, The Bournes. I loved Ocean's 11, you know, the George Clooney, Brad Pitt. I loved all those. Like, please give me some of those spy films that they forgot. So, because obviously this guy's like, this one from 1959 is way better than, you know, the one that.
Well, who's the guy?
I forget. It's just some guy. I think it's some guy who works for IGN. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting and something that we could talk about. But like, what did they miss? You know, hello, Goldeneye.
How are they gonna miss the International Man of Mystery? Also, baby.
Exactly. Yeah,
but I mean, what were they basing it off of? More like the serious type spy, or you know?
You know what? I think like they said like number 10, and then it said number 10, and then they showed all these different movies that kind of fell into a same genre, and they go, well, and then number 10 is Top Secret, or it was a certain specific type of spy film. I don't know. I just thought that they missed the ball in so many other films, you know.
But I mean, did they miss the ball, or it's just because they don't like, or
they're correct, or they're correct, and I'm like the moron who's only seen like a dozen spy films, you know? I don't know.
I mean, how would we even? I mean, it's just like the art and the damn books I was just talking about, right? I mean, everyone's gonna have favorites, I guess, but yeah, I don't know how you can leave out some of those Bond ones, GoldenEye, especially with the whole backing they had with the whole with the video game and everything, the whole following and Brosnan. But yeah, and Ocean's 11 was great.
Oh, I love it. Did you see 12 and 13 too? Those are good ones too.
I think I saw 12. I don't think I saw 13.
13 is when they rob Al Pacino at the casino.
Yeah, I didn't. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. They steal from him. But I don't know. I just thought that was pretty interesting. So
Mission Impossible was pretty good. I remember watching that one when I was younger. I don't think I enjoyed it as much when I was younger, but now I think it's a lot better. What else?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think of some of those Scorsese's. They're not really spy, though. They're just kind of more like mobster type, you know.
Yeah, for sure. That's a whole nother list, you know.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. What else? I'm here listening here. Enemy of the State is
Oh,
here,
there
the
you
one with
go.
Will Smith in '98.
That's right. That was one of the ones that they showed a really like short clip of was Enemy of the State. You know,
what was the other one too?
what about the one
Was
with
that
Denz?
U.S. Marshals?
Yeah,
Is that kind of spy-ish?
was
I mean,
that
that was
Tommy Lee
pretty.
Jones?
That's Tommy Lee Jones.
What
Yeah, that
about
was.
Denzel, the Manchurian Candidate? That was really good too. How'd they miss that one?
Which one?
The Manchurian Candidate. It's kind of one of those things where the Manchurian Candidate. It's kind of based off of so a lot of these soldiers that they would kind of do experiments on, right? And they would rewire their brain. So then they would go ahead and put them out into the world, right? So then when you hear a specific sound or you hear a specific word, kind of like the Winter Soldier, then you just click, and then all of a sudden I have to go kill the president. It's one of those things where he was like, yeah, and so that was him. So that was a really good movie too. But anyways, we're going off onto a tangent, but that's it from the comic book side. So we're gonna take a short break, go to the bathroom real quick, or do whatever the hell. But we're gonna be right back with a little bit of sports. This has been the Comic Bookies podcast, of course, brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Stay tuned, folks. See you in a few. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Comic Bookies podcast, your number one podcast for colliding the worlds of sports and comics. So the comics are now done, on to the sports. So, Mark, we got a couple of things to talk about, including...
Actually, before we get into sports, real quick, I just wanted to give credit where credit is due because we didn't mention it, and it was pretty big on the entertainment side. Cruella, Emma Stone. I
Yeah,
didn't watch it. I don't know if you did. I see
not
here
yet.
that it was 39% behind Mulan in households on Disney Plus on the first weekend. That's obviously because it's things are opening back up. People are actually getting back in the movie theaters. Mike, worldwide, it did 37 million in the box office, domestic 21 million, internationally 16 million. So shout out to Cruella. I heard from a couple people that I've heard some people were going to go watch it. I've been reading reports that it was pretty good. If you have any thoughts on it, that's just what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I know my
Right.
mom and my sister went to watch it at a theater, so so they were one of the 30 something million or 20 something million domestically that went and watched it. But yeah, I plan on watching it soon. I definitely probably not at a theater. So if we're gonna watch it, we're gonna pay the $30. But I think I'm holding out, like I said a couple weeks ago, for Black Widow. Definitely gonna go see that in the theaters.
And
For
one
sure.
more thing, we don't ever do any beer reviews here on this podcast.
Yeah.
I
What?
don't
Yeah.
know if
Yeah.
we're
What do
gonna
you have,
start.
bro?
It's not in the bottle, but I was just going to say this. It's been pretty hard to find. I've been finding it over here on the east side or the East Bay side of the San Francisco Bay Area, over there more on the peninsula, on the West Bay. I've been looking for it. Can't find it. It's by Modelo and it's called Reserva, Modelo Reserva, people. So it's aged in barrels from tequila barrels. They
Nice.
age it. So when you drink it, as you can see live, when you drink it, you actually get like a little aftertaste of like that wooden barrel. Like it's a pretty crazy beer. I enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
about 5%. I think it's fairly new. Like I said, I can't find it in many places. But fans, if you enjoy a good cold one, if you enjoy a lighter, if you guys know anything about Modelo, it's kind of between. It's like in the middle of a Modelo Negra and a classic Especial.
Especial.
As you can see, it's not as light as an Especial. It's not as dark as a Negra. It's kind of in the middle.
That's true. Okay.
So if you find it, Mike, out there, bro, I'm telling you, get a 6-pack and try it. A little
Okay.
bit stronger than the Especials,
Will do.
also.
I do like how like Guinness does it. They do it in the Jameson caskets. They have those like special ones too. But if we're in the mood for giving reviews, my IPA from Stone, it's very good for the taste buds. It's not very good for the gut. Definitely.
Yeah.
When you have
No
these the
beer
very
is-
hoppy beer at a 6.9%, it'll give you some of those feels. But anyways, let's,
And if you're going for a lighter beer, my buddy, shout out if you're listening. But I kind of gotta give kind of a 4.5 stars, 4 stars on this beer. He told me to go with the Corona Premier if I was looking for less carbs, about 90 calories
Okay,
and
yeah, I
2
heard
point
that one.
whatever the hell carbs. But geez, I mean, I know they got Corona Light, and then they got that Corona Premier. But I might just have to go with at least a light last next time. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
the body, the flavor. It's just I almost rather just have a damn White Claw. But nonetheless, fans, I figured since we're getting into sports, we could talk about a couple brewskis before. But get
yeah.
into it, Mike. Let's hit it, baby.
Well, let's just do the Champions League. It's two teams that I never want to see win. I was hoping that they tied. I was hoping that something would happen. They go, oh, we have to stop the game. Sorry. But Chelsea defeats Man City to win the Champions League, their second Champions League. Christian Pulisic, he becomes the first American to start and win a Champions League final. So
And I was about to say, and almost about to damn score.
I
Jeez,
know.
he almost netted one too. I would have loved to see that.
yeah,
but
I saw the highlights, but congrats to him. Not a Chelsea fan, not a Man City fan, coming from a Liverpool and Man U fan. But nonetheless, it's pretty cool to see that the league that I've been paying attention to most since like 2015, since I became like a hardcore soccer fan, represented both teams in the finals, the EPL. So congrats to them.
well,
was
yes,
pretty
that
cool.
also happened 2 years ago when,
Liverpool. that's right.
2019. That's how they beat Tottenham. Sorry, Danielle, but yeah, happened about 2 years and on almost many 2 times in almost as many years. But yeah,
That's
again,
true.
an all English final. Man City cannot. They finally get past the quarterfinals, I guess, and they can't win the damn championship. I thought that Chelsea. I almost could have thought that Chelsea already had to, but I guess they just had that one with Mourinho, right, in like 2000 and I forgot 12, I think, or something like that.
Yeah.
But man, shout out to Chelsea. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't really care too much for either of them. Um, there's a Portuguese player, Bernardo Silva, and that I like on Man City.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I was happy to see the American, be able to lift the trophy. That was pretty cool. The first time ever, So
Yeah.
a lot of shakeup in the soccer world. But yeah, once again, I think probably the Premier League starts in like 2 months or something. The damn soccer seasons around in Europe just get going. Zinedine Zidane left Real Madrid.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
We got it was another team.
Well, Mourinho's
finally
gone too.
Mourinho's gone. It was another who the hell won the League not League the
MX?
the Italian league.
Oh.
Who won? It wasn't Juventus for like the first time in like the 8-9 years. Who was it? It was Inter Milan, right?
Yeah.
Yes, with your boy over there, Mr. Lukaku.
Lukaku. Oh my God.
Yeah, man, what a career change for him, man. Heading over. I mean, I guess I think that's what Pogba wants. Pogba's hoping that he can, like, obviously the cards haven't dealt right for him, obviously, in Manchester. Yeah. And I think that Pogba would probably be looking for the same type of deal that Lukaku got, to be able to transfer on and kind of win, have a pretty good career, Lukaku. I mean, we were kind of thinking like, man, he's a good player for Manchester, but he went on, and look at him raising the championship trophy in Italia.
That's true. All right, cool. Let's hit a little bit of playoffs. So the NBA, let's give a little check-in, a little update from last week. Some big things to report. I believe that the Clippers have lost Game 5, so they're now 3-2. They're down by the Dallas Mavericks. So in a couple days, they're going to play. Oh, they actually brought it back 105-100. They were down like 91-77, but the Clippers come back, but they don't come back enough. Surprisingly, what's that?
I mean, Luka's a fun kid to watch.
Oh,
man.
I'm loving him play. I love it.
Yeah, him and you mentioned him in pre-production. Trae Young. I mean, we're getting some little youngsters out there that are fun to watch out there right now, man. So
Trae Young gives Knicks fans some like Reggie Miller flashback nightmares as the Hawks.
Spike Lee left early.
Yeah,
Spike Lee, I heard,
just
was
like LeBron left
early.
with like 5:43 in the game the other night. Yeah, that's a real goat right there. But the Hawks beat the Knicks 4-1. Same with the 76ers. They defeat Washington Wizards 4-1. Also, 4-1. God, the first rounds is trash in the NBA. Mm-hmm. The Jazz beat the Grizzlies 4-1. So how many series are actually going past 6 games? 2?
That's right. Dallas and LA, and then we got Denver. And you said past 6?
Sorry. So past 5. So we have 3, right? LA and Phoenix, because they're 3-2 Phoenix. And then you have, I mean, by the time that, people will listen to this on Saturday, some of those series might be already done. But Denver's now 3-2, going back to Portland for Game 6. So we'll see what happens there.
Who are you?
The Brooklyn Nets 4-1, right, against Boston. I think Boston salvaged a game. But yeah, it's just been, besides 3 series now, it's just been trash.
You got any like little dog in the fight, Mike? Let me pull up some odds here. But I mean, obviously our team's not in there.
Yeah.
And is there anything that you would want to see, or a matchup?
I mean, I like Phoenix if they can get past LA.
You like Phoenix? You like Phoenix's chances, or you like Phoenix in general to Because I mean, I'll admit, I don't know if I did mention it last week. I might have, but the whole little nostalgia with Phoenix and whatnot kind of brings me back to the whole Barkley days and all that when I was younger, So it's kind of cool to see the Valley out there.
That's that's right. I saw the jerseys the other night. I was like, what the hell? The Valley? Oh, what the hell?
Right.
I mean, yeah, let's go Phoenix. I'm going down to Arizona next week. Let's give them some good mojo. Or I can go down there and I give them bad mojo and they go on to the second round and get swept. I don't know.
You don't want to give Chris Paul that ring, do you? CP3 kicked out Curry out of practice when he was all butthurt.
So what? If Chris Paul wins one championship,
I'd rather see my boy Dame Lillard in Portland.
Of course. But they're not winning anything. But come to think of it, next year the West is wide open, bro. I think the West is wide open, especially when you have the Warriors coming back with Steph, Clay, Dre, and Wiggins. They're going to have a solid starting five. If they can get a couple role players and they can do what they did, for a 5-year span back in 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, they're going to be they can fight for definitely like a 3 or 4 seed next year for sure. Just with that top 5, just with the starting 5.
I like how Doc is kind of, I guess you can kind of say, help turn around things in Philly. They, like you said, 4-1 on Washington. Not that Washington was anything to brag about this year, but I think it's going to be kind of fun watching Philly and Brooklyn and Milwaukee kind of duke it out. I think to come out of the East.
Unfortunately, Brooklyn and Milwaukee. I think, unfortunately, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, their series starts Saturday. Unfortunately, they're playing in the second round.
Yeah, that's true. So it's not, obviously you can't have 3 teams in the conference finals, but I think that
true.
I think it's going to be hard to beat Brooklyn really the way they're playing, but Philadelphia could give them a run for their money, and
Philly's
we'll even see what Milwaukee.
I've liked Philly. I've liked Philly since the winter time. It's like around Christmas, January. I saw they're up in the standings. I was like, you know what? Yeah, the Warriors aren't doing too good. They were hovering around the 8, 9, 10 seed. But I was like, Philly, all right. I'm definitely not going with James Harden and Brooklyn and KD. So I think if from the East, I'd pull for Philadelphia for sure, like a Philly Portland or a Philly Phoenix. Ooh, the 2 PHs. Philly Phoenix final. Phoenix finals. Say that 10 times fast. Philly Phoenix finals.
Sometimes I even forget that Harden's on that damn team now. That's right.
Everyone's on that damn team. Every single star is on 5 teams, Mark. That's the NBA. That's the way of the NBA.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's why when you go to preseason odds to win the championship, one of like the top 4 or 5 teams will for sure win the finals.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of time. Like where's where's the Greek Freak going? Where's Giannis going? That's the big thing. Is he going to stay true, loyal to Milwaukee, or is he going to go to the Lakers? Is he going to go to the Warriors? Is he going to go? I don't know. But
and you got Brooklyn. I mean, they're a pretty hefty favorite, actually. I mean, a little bit less. They're about plus 175, if you will. I mean, I'm sure you can probably find them 2-1 in certain places, but damn, the Jazz, they're next closest at 4-1. Milwaukee, that actually handled Miami. I kind of like the whole little back and forth they had there. This ain't the bubble, bro. They had the meme with Tyler Hero with like the face last year from the bubble, and then like a picture of when he was like a little kid or something, and it said like Miami Heat or my bubble Heat, and then it said like 21 Heat, and it's like he's a picture of a little kid. It's pretty funny. Clippers being down 3-2 before their game today. These odds might change, probably go up a little bit, but they're about 5.5-1 before they lost a couple minutes ago here to the Dallas Mavericks. Your Philly 10-1, Mike. Not bad. Still getting double digit odds there with the Lakers also, and Phoenix also, Mike, 12-1. So I mean, the teams that we like, that we can get still double-digit odds on them, babies. With Portland 8-1, and you got 80-1 Portland. Jeez, they're giving these guys. You're right. They ain't winning shit.
They're not winning anything. Like they're predicting them not even come out of the first round. 80-1 means Denver's going to beat them.
Yeah, I see a lot of damn Dame Lillard highlights, but I guess that don't transpire into advancing into other rounds. Atlanta even better than them. Denver, but yeah, Phoenix 12-1, Mike. But let us know, fans out there, who you like.
Let us know for sure, because unfortunately, the next time we record, which will be in 2 Wednesdays, the 16th, that whole second round may be done. We may be talking about and previewing Eastern and Western Conference Finals. So who knows?
Where's the Jason Douglas special? What did he say?
Clippers and 76ers?
Clippers and Sixers or Clippers and Knicks? I hope it wasn't the Knicks.
It wasn't the Knicks. I think it was Philly and LA.
So it's still alive.
Still
It's
alive. Still alive for at least one more
You're
game.
gonna be sleeping in. You're gonna be sleeping in the basement matchup. Remember?
Yeah, that's right. So let's go to the ice real quick. First of all, I cannot believe it. They did it again. Toronto.
All right, Elsa, we're there, baby.
Toronto goes and freaking blows it again. They can't do anything. They had a 3-1 lead over Montreal, and Montreal not only wins 3 in a row and wins the series, but they go up 1-0 on Winnipeg today. They winning 5-3.
Yeah, but at least it's a Canadian team, right? Since we know you want a Canadian team to win so damn bad.
Yeah, true. And then unfortunately, Colorado and Las Vegas, they're playing in the second round. Colorado takes the game 7-1, and Colorado just goes up 2-0. They had an overtime winner today, just to let you know. They won
3-2.
Yep, 3-2 in overtime.
That's right. Dude, Colorado we knew was going to be good, right? I mean, we've seen them last couple seasons. We knew they've been up and coming. In Vegas, they're just, I mean, it's so hard to keep on being as hot as you were when you first came into the league, obviously. So Colorado, I think they have something here to fight for. Actually haven't watched any of those games, but I'm pretty sure Colorado, if they're building on from what they had from what I witnessed last couple seasons, I think they can get pretty far.
Yeah, you have stories to where you're like the Tampa Bay Lightning are here and they are who we thought they were. Champions last year, and they're already up 2-0 on a second round matchup against Carolina. And then you have Colorado who tripped up last year in the playoffs, but they're like, we are here, and you better recognize, you know what I'm saying? So they're here, and you know what? Wouldn't be surprised if the odds to go to the finals is Tampa versus Colorado. Wouldn't be surprised if your season-long odds are that. Like, I know it's only the second round, but I wouldn't be surprised. You have Thursday, Bruins and Islanders. Islanders take an overtime win in Game 2. They're tied 1-1. Tomorrow you have the Lightning and Hurricanes. So a lot of these games, people are they're gonna be done by the time Saturday hits when they listen to this. But plenty of games going on right now. A good series matchups. The Lightning could close this series out by the end of the weekend. So yeah, Game 4 is on Saturday. So who knows? By the time me and you and Sean are in Sonoma, we could have the Lightning into the Eastern Conference Finals. So who knows?
Yeah, that is true. You think they're gonna? I mean, they have a good chance of doing that. They look
so good, bro. They look so good.
Ever since they woke up from that ousting that they had in 2019, Jesus.
Oh, what the sweep?
04?
The sweep in the first round. I know.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy.
I mean, you know what? I kind of like the Islanders.
I like Boston.
Do you?
Yeah, I like Boston. I like Tampa and Boston to advance to this Eastern semis, and then I like Colorado and who do I? Let me see. Who do I think for the other?
I'll tell you one thing that I don't
Winnipeg.
like.
Let's go Winnipeg versus Colorado, and then
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't like how they have like that. How they staged it all this year. Remember, like the way that they reformatted the divisions or whatnot.
I agree.
Right?
Hopefully, when COVID is all but gone and they can have everyone in the arenas and travel and whatnot, they get back to a 2019 into 2020 season to where they do that.
Like at first, I thought it was okay during the regular season. I guess
regular season sucked, bro. The Sharks only played 7 teams all year. But
a lot of those teams, yeah. But those teams are like their foes, kind of, right? So it's kind of
but I liked seeing the Sharks play against Montreal. That's how it is. You play all of your division more than not. Then you play the rest of the Western Conference a little more than the Eastern. But then you play. You had a home and home every year against every Eastern Conference team. So every single year you had a chance to have the Sharks play the Penguins, the Canadians, the Maple Leafs, the Thrashers when they were an Eastern Conference team before they went back up to Winnipeg. You know, I love that. The Panthers, the Lightning, everyone came to town at least once on the Sharks schedule.
I understand, but obviously with arenas not being open, I don't think they care too much about that. It's just that when you see, it's just I don't know. I don't like seeing all the. I don't like seeing just all the Canadian teams, I guess, matched up against each other pretty much. It's just kind of weird to me. But
I know that's
but,
just how they formatted
yeah,
it. So they had because of the travel ban too, right? Don't they have
yeah,
the
that
borders
too.
still closed
Different.
too? So they're still working on like what the hell's going to happen next series when Montreal or Winnipeg's going to have to go to either Vegas or Colorado. Like what the hell are they going to do?
Oh, damn, that's right.
So yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen there. So, but as you're listening,
Sign off like the Olympics, like the Olympic athletes. If you heard about that,
well,
they were like making them sign like a death waiver or something,
oh
like some
shit,
crazy crap. Yeah,
damn,
like if you were to contract COVID and die from coming to where is it? Is it
Tokyo.
Tokyo? Yeah,
When is that, by the way? I know it starts this month or next month.
July.
July. Okay, cool. Because I've been seeing a bunch of commercials, like Katie Ledecky or whatever, the dominant swimmer, the women's USA swimmer. Shout out to our boy Wes Kitts. He's one of the 3 power lifters representing Team USA in Tokyo. So yeah, so we'll see.
Really?
Yeah. He represents CrossFit Livermore. His wife Kendall. And they just had a baby, and she's a member, friends of my wife and I, and he comes in sometimes. But yeah, he power lifts elsewhere. But he's like an Olympic medalist from
Wow.
yeah, I think they're from Tennessee, I want to say, and then they moved over here, or at least she is, Kendall is. But anyways, going from the ice now. Finally, actually, you know what? One more thing. Sorry, go to basketball real quick. We can't record an episode and not mention Coach Mike Krzyzewski.
That's right.
Retiring after the 2021-22 seasons. He'll have coached, 41, 42 seasons? I actually thought this morning that it was like around like my age, 34 years. Because I was telling a coworker, I was like, he's been coaching.
So you
around
weren't
the
even
same.
alive.
I wasn't even alive when he started coaching Duke over 40 years ago. You weren't
That's
even alive.
amazing. I know.
That is
Well,
insane.
thanks, asshole.
The early 80s.
You're old as hell. You're not. You weren't even alive, asshole.
Yeah, your old ass wasn't even alive.
You
Holy
weren't
crap!
even alive.
Imagine that. But that's pretty crazy. So I'm sure once we get into the season, we'll talk more about that. But that was pretty epic news for us who have been.
How epic though. It's more kind of like you're losing the schools 8 miles apart, losing both of their historic coaches, really,
Yeah, that's
back-to-back seasons, with Roy Williams obviously electing to retire at the beginning, or not even at the end of last season. At least Krzyzewski's gonna. Hey, Michael Mrutz, if you're listening, let us know how to pronounce Krzyzewski, because some crazy. I've always said, how is he Coach K, but you pronounce it Krzyzewski? That's more like Coach S or something, Krzyzewski. But it's weird. It's just the way it is.
You know what? Because it's English. It's American English. That's why. That's the reason why is there no R in the word colonel. Why is baloney?
Right.
Why is baloney spelled baloney? It ends in an A. What the hell is that?
Logna.
Yeah.
Logna.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like Spanish, you pronounce every word how it sounds. Exactly how it sounds. You have your N with the accent mark over it, the nya, the enye, whatever. Then you have the 2 L's is a Y, but you know that going into it. You know every word sounds how it's spelled.
How does 2 L's sound like a Y though? You just have to know that.
You have to know that.
It's just the way it's in the brain of the interpreter, right? You have to just know it.
Yeah. No, it is. Yeah. So once you know those couple simple rules, that it's not A E I O U, it's A E O U. Then going into it, that's exactly how it sounds. I'm not surprised when I see an A why is it says A? No, it's A every single time.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Hey, thank you for that little lesson, because I guess I never thought about it, but you're right. And then especially with the English language, they say it's obviously for us it's so easy, but they say it's so hard to learn with so many damn meanings having the same meaning. Two.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it could be the number, and sometimes Y, or as Afroman would say, sometimes W. So
enough for the
Thank you, Miss Estrada, for Spanish 3 in high school. Anyways, all right. So NASCAR, let's do it. Let's go to the pavement. We're going to Sonoma. Myself, Mark, and Sean. TCB will be at at Sonoma. Thank you so much. Shout out to my wife. She's sending at least myself for Father's Day, early Father's Day gift. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for sending me to wine country on a Sunday to watch some goddamn NASCAR. And
to be part of the carousel. Let's go.
Hell yeah. And coming off of the heels of Kyle Larson absolutely and utterly dominating the Coke 600, man, I tell you, there's sometimes when I turn off those races when it's dominated by Hamlin or Truex or Harvick or whatever, but when it's dominated by my boy, oh man, I would watch every single one of those 450 laps.
Lord, no one pray for a caution when your boy's dominating.
You know what? But then again, even after the stages, he only didn't lead, how many laps? 20, 30 laps?
Come on. I mean, I get
You're right, though. You're right,
Trust me. But I mean, if you're a fan, but anybody, you know how much I love Kyle Larson. I love to see the kid win. But it's just, if you're just, I mean, for the only stage, he dominated. Good old ass whooping. But the longest race of the year, the only race with 4 stages, and he just goes out there and just dominates. This is the whole reason why NASCAR keeps on adding damn road courses to these. I mean, these damn road courses, right? Which he was dominating those too, kind of, right? But it's just when you're trying to entice new fans to come to the sport and you just turn it on, unless you're a Kyle Larson fan, and even I guess if you're a Rick Hendrick fan because he got them the record and whatnot, and at the same time, it's just, Chase had a chance. But I mean, other than Chase for a second and Bill Byron for a second, there was only one other dude that even had a chance of competing with him, and that was Kyle Busch, and he didn't even really have a chance. I don't even think he got up to second or nothing.
Yeah, he even said after the race, he was like, I was just trying to break up the Hendrick Motorsports car. I was just trying to make them not go 1, 2, 3, 4 again. And he luckily got 4th place. So
4th or 3rd?
He got 4th place behind Chase and Byron. Bowman was P5.
And then the other thing is because it's like you say, or it's going to say, oh, the caution came out, but it's like 600 miles and everyone is perfect. It's just like, that's why, I mean, kind of not to go on a rant here, but that's why sometimes I do kind of enjoy watching the lower series and the truck series and watching the Xfinity series, because these guys, they're not as perfect. I mean, Cup drivers, they're just too good. The only thing that happened was for the tire, right? Someone's tire, I think in the first or second stage or the first stage, and then it was the Newman when Newman hit the wall, but it was already at the end of the
stage.
The stage 2, so it's like
that's right. It was end of stage 2, and then Larson won the stage under caution.
Yeah. So it's like, so you don't even get a restart there. The reason I want a restart is because
for playoff points.
Because it's like but not just that, because I always talk about how clean air is so important in this sport. It's like Kyle Larson, it's like you just can't do anything with these packages on these cars where it's like they get in the clean air. You get a good restart, you get the clean air, and then you're just gone. So that's why I kind of would have liked to have a restart with the Kyle and Kyle show on the front row, because with Kyle Busch being obviously like one of the best restarters that NASCAR has, I think Mr. Busch might have been able to give him a run for his money, So it's like, but without having any restarts the whole race, you're not really giving anybody a chance to get that clean air, really contend. That's why it's just having the normal stage caution breaks and restarts. So we had 5 restarts in a 600-mile race. There's sometimes we have like a 300-mile or whatever, like a road course with 10 restarts, But obviously, when it's your driver, though, can't really complain, right?
That's true. So, on to Sonoma. Let's do this. So we're going to the track. I plan on calling Sonoma Raceway tomorrow, seeing how early they open up the parking lot, because, like I said, your boy, does his, best drinking early. For those of you listening now, on Saturday when this podcast comes out, or Monday morning when you're driving to work, driving home from work, or right now if you're watching, please tune in. Please go and subscribe and follow to our Twitch and YouTube pages, because we will be going live at some point, kind of documenting the day And then we'll also have a nice little video to show you guys the following Monday on the 7th. So it's going to be a great time. But I'm seeing right now, Jesus Christ, every single race that's Larson's ever had at Sonoma, it's been a top 5 start. He hasn't had great finishes, 15th, 26th, 28th, but he has 6 career races at Sonoma, starting in 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then 2017 first, 2018 pole, 2019 pole. Didn't race, obviously, last year because of COVID. The race was canceled. So 4 straight years that he has raced at Sonoma, he's got the pole because he's got the pole with the front row of him and Chase this weekend. Crazy.
And even if the race wasn't canceled last year, though, he wouldn't have raced it anyway. But
yes,
no,
you're very right.
the one thing that you can say, he's had that many poles, right? That many top 5s, and he wasn't even in Hendrick equipment. That's why I told you earlier in the week. I was like, watch out. And on top of that, he's gonna go. He wants to go for the driver to have the most, to be leading in wins, right? Then on top of that, this is also pretty much kind of considered his home track, being coming from Sacramento and whatnot. Yep, so
from Elk Grove,
after getting so many damn poles, after being in new equipment now, knowing that you got the car, the organization, the crew chief behind you, I think, like I said, bro, you might be watching Mr. Larson win another race for the second time live.
Yeah.
In direct.
You know what? I sure as hell hope so. But the thing he's going to have to worry about is Martin Truex Jr. going to win his 3rd straight race at Sonoma? Because I'm seeing
he's good there.
He's really good. So obviously,
maybe he just really likes the damn wine that they give him.
I know, right?
Out of a goblet,
Right? He's either racing for the wine or he's already had some wine before the race and he's feeling good, But I'm seeing as recently as Harvick does good. Now this is again one of those harder courses to kind of judge on who's going to win if you're not going to go for Truex, because no current driver has a career finish in the top 10. Harvick is the best with like almost a 13th place career finish in 19 races. He only has 1 win there. Kurt Busch has got a win. Kyle Busch has 2 wins there. Truex obviously has 3. Oh my God. Current drivers, 1, 2, 3, 4 current drivers have wins at Sonoma. That's it. Logano has none. Keselowski has none. Your Blaney, Larson, Chase. Hamlin has none. Yeah. None of those guys have any. So you have Harvick, the Bushy brothers, and Truex are the only 4 current drivers who have wins at Sonoma.
That's amazing.
So who would always win Sonoma? What, like Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson or whatever?
Not even. I don't think Jimmy was even as good there. But
okay.
I really don't remember. Man, that's a good one.
Or like Carl Edwards or Casey Kane or.
I think Edwards might have won once, or Cayman's. Edwards was pretty decent there a couple times. He might not have won. I don't think Kane was really that good there. They did. It's a whole different track now. When they used to come off that turn 4, they used to go straight into that turn like 6, but now they have that wide sweeping carousel turn in 5, which is going to actually be very, very fun for me to watch live, because I haven't been there while they've had that turn there. I don't think you have either, Mike. So yeah, that's going to be a little bit interesting for us to kind of see that new format that they got going over there. And just to see the damn cars and hear them, really, man, I am ready. Like I said, Sonoma is our home track, and we've been very special to have a track close to us that was before, obviously, one of only 2 that they would road course race at throughout the whole year. But like I mentioned, with the clean air and the way that the races have been going and wanting new people in the sport and whatnot, manufacturers. And that's another thing I actually want to touch on. I think that adding more road courses isn't just the product of the fact that, they want more exciting racing. I think that has a lot to do with it. But I think that road courses, obviously, with NASCAR kind of being one of probably the only series that just races on ovals, right?
Yeah.
Besides like dirt tracks and whatnot. But I mean, Formula One, Indy, like a lot of all these other Italian supercars, like all these other car, racing, IMSA, right? All of these other cars, they all race on road course type of tracks, right? So I think that with NASCAR trying to just grab attention from not just fans but manufacturers, other drivers. Other drivers could bring sponsorships with them because we know that sponsorship is huge. So that's why I think that road coursing is becoming such a big deal in NASCAR lately. Not to mention, obviously, the product is good. But yeah, like I said, Sonoma's not one of my favorite road courses, I think. But it is close here, and it was one of the only two on the schedule, and the fans love it. And I also hear a lot that the drivers do really like coming out here, especially the drivers' wives.
Oh, I was just gonna say that. They like coming out here and going a little wine tasting for sure.
Sonoma, Napa County, the spas.
I'm actually looking while you were talking just now. Don't worry, I was listening to you. But since 2008, I was looking at past winners. So you have Casey Kane, Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart,
Ambrose,
Clint Boyer was a former winner at Sonoma.
That's right.
Who else I see? Tony Stewart won in like 2015 or 16 or whatever, like one of his final wins. So yeah, you had a bunch of.
I remember when your boy Vickers sent them into the tire barrier one time.
Yeah.
Vickers.
Yeah.
Vickers.
But then of course,
poor guy. I wonder where's he at now. I know that dude used to deal with like blood clots and crap. I don't know. I haven't heard anything of that guy lately.
But that's since 2008, and of course sprinkled in there is the 2 wins from Busch, 3 from Truex, Kurt Busch, and Harvick. Give your pick, bro. Give it. I gave you props.
I told you already.
I know. I gave you props because last week you did call. You said you thought Truex and Larson, but when I asked for a final pick, you said Larson. I had Keselowski. Keselowski was like hovering around 10th, 13th all freaking day last week, so not much to write home about. But who is your pick for the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Sonoma, where we will be at?
Man, to make you happy, bro, I gotta go with him again. Just getting all these polls, just the way he's been running. I mean, think about it. He just won, but just remember he finished second, first. You know what I mean? So it was like second, pole, first. Now he's gonna probably win the pole again. I can see him winning it again. I mean, dude, just kind of on a tear. I not to brag or anything, but I've been predicting this, man. I've been predicting this before Hendrick even signed him. I remember saying, watch, Hendrick's going to sign freaking Larson. He's going to come back with the vengeance. He's going to probably get put in the 5. I even probably said the number, and I was like, dude, I had a feeling. I was like, he's back for redemption. Kyle Larson was so quiet that year he had off. He was just getting his mind out right. He didn't keep blabbering on social
winning
media.
Like 40 out of 80 midget races, outlaw races.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? I mean, I give props to you and Michael Marutz, our guest a couple weeks ago. Both you guys said around the same time that they think Larson was going to jump into that 4th spot. Not really specifying the number or anything. But yeah, dude. I mean, and then of course the first time I ever hear that someone predicts him to go to the Final Four was when they had that NASCAR season preview with Dale Jr., I think Dale Jarrett and one other guy, and like 2 out of the 3 had him in the Final Four. I was like, wait a minute, really? I was like, well, I mean, he won like 5 or 6 races in Chip Ganassi, and then now he's got Hendrick under his hood, so who knows? And he's got something to prove, some redemption, you know?
And to speak about Hendrick also, they mentioned it on the telecast, but how good is like Reddick doing, for his second year? That they're kind of running. They got that little alliance type thing going with Hendrick where they share information and whatnot. And I really like he's also from California. I really like what Reddick's been doing in that number 8 Chevy as well.
He was running around top 6, 7, 8th at the Coke 600 last week too. So he was doing pretty well. But I'm going to go ahead and steal your other guy from last week. I am going to take Martin Truex Jr. to go three-peat. 3 out of 4 years because we didn't have one last year. But I'm going to go Martin Truex Jr. to three-peat on Sunday. Because I remember the first of 3, 2018, me, you, Mark, and then your other cousin, our other boy Alex, we went to that race. And then with like 10 laps to go, he was so far ahead, we just kind of like dipped out and tried to get out of the parking lot early. So I hope that doesn't happen the same thing, but I kind of foresee it to happen if I can't pick Larson,
Well, he's gonna have to deal with those. He's gonna have to deal with those Hendrick boys because he is pretty much sandwiched in between them right now. With Chase Elliott actually being a hefty favorite, damn
Yeah.
near. I mean, this is pretty damn low for a NASCAR race.
I like
A
your
2 to
analysis.
1.
I like your analysis though. Like when we were texting earlier, I like how you said, "Oh, he's much better on like faster road courses like Coda or like Watkins Glen." So it's gonna be interesting to see him being the favorite if he's gonna do well at this kind of slower road course. I like that.
And then you got Kyle Larson at 6 to 1 with your pick, Martin Truex Jr. sandwiched in between both of the Hendrick boys with the Hendrick sandwich at 5 to 1.
All
So
right.
Truex and Larson are a lot closer in odds than Chase Elliott is from them two. With Chase Elliott being, like I said, almost a 2 to 1 favorite, plus 225. Man,
All
that's
right. Well, there you have it, folks. There's our picks. Please enjoy the Toyota Save Mart 350 this Sunday, June 6th, but the Comic Bookies will be there in attendance, so be sure to look out for us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel because we will be going live in the parking lot as we're getting our pregame on, answering some questions, just kind of shooting the shit with everybody. But that's the comics, that's the sports, and that's the episode. 115 is in the books and done, bro. Send us away, Mark.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, fans, for spending episode 115 with yours truly's tonight. We really appreciate it. And yeah, thank you. We got to thank our sponsor once again, Treasure Island Comics, as we always do. Check them out always. Get your books. Check out all these damn sports. Check us out, like Mike said, live. Thank you. Thank you again for all the heroes that have sacrificed and given the ultimate sacrifice to keep us safe, to keep us, in this country, being able to talk about these books and these sports and be able to have all these wise and entrepreneurs to develop all this damn microphones and damn, software that we're communicating with. I mean, you think about even just 10 years ago, how the hell would we have been able to like make all these podcasts this easy and whatnot? I mean, just the game is changing for content creators, and we are especially lucky to be able to be creating content to fans in every damn continent except Antarctica. So thank you. We couldn't do it without you guys. We wouldn't be doing it without you guys. And thank you once again. Episode 115. It's been great. And make sure you chime in to us live and Sonoma and 116 next week, guys. Always.
I know we're live. I can edit this out, but I'm going to go ahead and see if we jumped into any other countries real quick. Give me a second.
Jump.
Oh, wow. There it is. Oh, my God.
That's live, ladies and gentlemen.
This is live,
That's
folks.
live.
Whoa. Okay. Just going to let you know, Mark, that I have to announce that we are in 1, 2, 3 new countries, all in Asia. Wow. That's pretty cool.
We're making it to Asia now?
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Okay, so let's go ahead and dial it back. That's right, folks. So episode 115 in the books. We are on all social media platforms, IG, Twitter, and Facebook at The Comic Bookies. Listen to us wherever you find your podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Prime Music, radio.com, or, of course, the Libsyn website. And speaking of Libsyn, Mark, I am happy to announce that the Comic Bookies are worldwide, obviously, like you just said, except Antarctica, but we have reached 3 new countries, all in the continent of Asia. My brother, we are not two, 3.
Not 3.
We are in the country of Pakistan, India, and Indonesia. So whoever that's right. So whoever downloaded us in those 3 countries, welcome to the Comic Bookies Nation. Welcome to the worldwide listening audience that is the Comic Bookies podcast. But for Mark and for Sean, he'll be back in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, sorry, I'll be in Arizona next week, so I don't think we'll actually record an episode, but we'll be back on Wednesday the 16th. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy each other. Peace the hell out. See y'all at Sonoma Raceway, baby.
And always enjoy each other. And enjoy episode 116 on the 16th. And don't forget, as quickly as you wanted 2020 to end and 2020 to get here, enjoy the kickoff of summer because 2021 is damn near halfway done already, baby. Let's go. We love you. Peace.
Hey, so we're going to stay live for a few more minutes, but that's freaking cool, dude. So for anyone, I don't know who's still watching right now, but episode's over, so you won't hear this. But damn, bro, you serious? Good thing I thought to do that. Holy shit. So Pakistan, specifically Punjab, whatever the area, because they break it down into like counties or areas. So Punjab in Pakistan, India in, Maharashtra, thank you. And Indonesia like looks like it involves hella different countries. The small little area of Jakarta Raya, like Raya.
Did they download just one episode?
It's just one. So someone found us and then probably just downloaded one.
115.
I actually don't know. I don't know. They don't tell me specifically what episode it is.
Or not 115, 114. Obviously, they haven't downloaded 115 yet.
Episode 114 got more downloads than the last like 5 or 6 episodes since 109, so it could have been the most recent episode. Yeah. But we're still in Brazil. Morocco is not a new country, but I think that's a new download. Switzerland, Germany, Belgium. Belgium's still going strong, bro. That's a day oneer right there. 14 downloads in the last 10 episodes from Belgium.
Nice.
Oh, the guy spread the word, too. We have 13 downloads in Brussels and 1 in Walloon, Brabant. So whoever's downloading, he spread the word. United Kingdom, we have Wales, West Midlands, East of England, and Southeast. Finland, we have Northern Ostrobothnia, 2 downloads. 34 downloads in Canada, too. We got British Columbia, Alberta, and Newfoundland. Nice.
That's pretty crazy.
I know.
Because it makes me...
And then let me give the top 5 downloads over the last 10 episodes in the United States. Of course, the top 2 probably always SF, Oakland, San Jose, the Greater Bay Area, Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto, second. New York has now bumped up into the top 3. Orlando, Daytona Beach, Melbourne is 4th, and then Medford, Klamath Falls, that's Oregon, I believe, is in the top 5. That's just crazy.
I wonder who I know people out there in Klamath Falls. I wonder if it's them that are downloading it.
Oh, you know people who are in Oregon up there?
Yeah,
probably.
I know. I know my guy Martine out there. Shout out Martine if you're listening. But chime in one time if you are. I didn't know, but kind of funny because he could have shared it with his friends and whatnot also because he's got people out there. I went out there one time, but yeah. And then, pretty interesting. Klamath Falls, Medford.
Yeah, and then to round out the top 10, you have Washington D.C., specifically Hagerstown. That's we've mentioned them. Las Vegas, that could be Forrest, our boy Forrest. Detroit, Phoenix, and then wherever. This is 4 different cities: Yakima, Pasco, Richland, and Kennewick.
Pasco.
Where is that?
Yeah, that's in Washington, Yakima, Washington, Pasco. That's where my guy from work, his family lives out there. He goes out there and visits Pasco.
Okay, so we have
that's right,
nice.
Pasco.
We have a handful of downloads over the last 10 episodes. So obviously, there's one person who downloads every week. That's what that means.
Wow.
Well, that
means we just got to keep on bringing that fire, baby.
Well, that's cool. So we're gonna stamp 3 more countries into the frickin'. That's awesome. Philippines still going strong in Nueva Ecija and Davao del Sur. So 2 completely different areas of the Philippines are downloading. Nice. So right on. So that's going to do it for us. But thank you so much, guys. We will see you guys in 2 weeks on the 16th for 116.